Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today so far. Today we're back on our realistic city core island of Honeybelle 2.0, and we're slowly but surely working our way around the island doing realistic city builds. This island has been so much fun, you guys, and I'm so thankful that you all are back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and to all of the subscribers, I can't thank you guys enough for all of your support and kind comments. It really truly does mean so much to me, and it's been so much fun and exciting watching the channel grow. Yeah, it's been amazing. For today's build on the island, I thought it would be fun if we installed an Olive Garden restaurant. I mean, guys, Olive Garden has been around as long as I can remember, and it's one of my favorite Italian spots, and really excited to kind of put this together. So let's speed things up and get going. I think what we're going to do is, as we've been doing for all of these builds, we're going to include a villager house in this build, but in today's build, instead of encasing the villager house, we're going to sort of set it off to the side here, because I think with the signage for Olive Garden, we're going to need a little bit of extra space. So for the beginning of this build, instead of doing all one level, we're actually going to add a small second tier space over here that is 3x2 squares, just to kind of help us get our signage situated, and then we'll sort of be building around that all of the walls of the restaurant. I've left an area over there to the side of 3x4 in sand pathing, just to kind of mark out where we'll be putting the house. And you guessed it, guys, the villager that I thought would be perfect to be in charge of Olive Garden on the island is Marlowe. I love that little guy. He's totally grumpy, and I don't know, I know he's not a smug villager, but he kind of acts a little smug in my opinion, a little bit know-it-all-y, but do love his grumpy little self, and I thought he would be perfect to be in charge of the Olive Garden restaurant. So that's who we're going to be putting over there once we get this build all situated. I'm laying down some of this brick pattern. I really love this pattern. We've been using it a lot on the island, so once again, as always, I'll put the custom design information in the description of the video for you guys, so you have it readily available to use for yourselves if you're looking to do a build like this on your island. I'm going to go ahead and place the Olive Garden sign. Now this is a little bit tricky, guys, because I tried a few different versions of this. Ultimately, I had really wanted to have this sign be illuminated, but any of the illuminated sign options in the game just didn't seem to work out with the height. So this is what I came up with, just to kind of create the look of the Olive Garden sign with a little bit of lighting behind it, and then the short simple panel in front to sort of block the view of the second part of the simple panels. That's definitely a challenge when using the regular simple patterns, that the pattern sort of repeats in two spots. I know that works perfect if you're doing something like a door or something like that, but for signage it doesn't work quite as well. So just using a little bit of creativity on how to sort of block that off is what we're going to be doing with that. I've also used, again, a couple of the Takanoma items sandwiched together on each side of the second tier, and then we've sort of are just placing a lot of the medieval building sides in this cream neutral color all around, and then to sort of hide the seam, I'm using some of the decorative pillars and then placing a tree's bounty lamp on the top just to add a little bit of illumination. I think will make it look super cute at the nighttime. Now this is always a struggle, you guys. The struggle is real with some of these items. It definitely feels like playing Tetris for sure, but just be patient with yourselves if you're looking to do a design on your island, whether it's something similar to this or you're just trying out something new, a completely new design. One of the things I've learned in the process of trying to create builds on Animal Crossing islands is that you definitely have to have a lot of patience for yourself and just be prepared to move things around a lot. I think that that's definitely something that can be a misconception. If you're watching a lot of YouTube videos and things like that, everything can look very simple and easy, but I can tell you that it for sure takes a ton of time and effort. So just be patient with yourselves and don't be afraid to try things. Sometimes it just takes a whole lot of tearing down, picking up and moving things before you can get just the right combination. So just be patient with yourselves. Okay, I also thought it would be fun, aside from the entrance in the front, to create a little back patio seating area behind the restaurant. I feel like even though it's fall time, it's still pretty popular, I think, for a lot of people to hang out outside, enjoy a little bit of soup, salad, and breadsticks, things of that nature. All of our favorite dishes from Olive Garden outside to just enjoy some of the fall leaves and a fresh breeze. It's just really fun, and it for sure makes me want to go to Olive Garden again. So I'm sort of framing all of this in with some of the sidewalk pattern. I really love this pattern. We've been using it all throughout the island, and like I said, I'll put all of the custom design code information in the description of the video, but it's basically like assembling a puzzle, and I can tell you that from experience it gets a lot easier the more you use patterns, especially if you have one that you kind of use similarly throughout the island. It definitely gets easier. It seems a bit tedious at first. I know it did for me, at least, getting used to kind of placing patterns with roadways and things like that. It can feel like a huge jigsaw puzzle, but I guarantee if you do it over and over again, it does get easier. And so we're just sort of creating the look of a parking lot. I want to have a little bit of space where we can put a few cars over here, and then maybe some illuminated signage since we weren't able to get it to work very well on the top of the building. I still want to have a little bit of lit signage here in the parking lot. But yeah, really loving how this is coming together so far. I forgot to mention when we were doing the front, I ended up using a pergola item, and then I kind of used one of the rune arches in the front just because I think it had a really nice pattern, especially with the vines and everything. I just really love the look of all of the revamped Olive Garden restaurants. In fact, if you guys missed it, I think it was a pretty amazingly funny thing in the news. There was actually a couple that did their engagement photo shoot at an Olive Garden restaurant. It totally went viral and it was cracking me up, and it sort of inspired this build. So just really fun to see this, and I'm really excited to get it all squared away. Okay, so I've put some more items down here. I've included a little bottle of wine over here with the Olive Garden logo on it, as well as some food items, spaghetti and things like that. Really love that we have the ability to craft all these new food items. It's really been huge. In fact, we not too long ago did a subscriber island tour for our friend and subscriber, Shapel. She had an amazing dessert themed island, and every single one of her builds was designed around all of the different food items. Just a really fun, inspirational island. So if you're looking for some inspo surrounding some of the new food items in the game, please check that out. It's in the subscriber island tour playlist that we have on the channel. So yeah, just really excited to be able to share some of that. Yes, check this out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I like how this came together. I think using the wedding table and the rattan chairs actually gives it an extra, I don't know, sort of elegant vibe going on here in the area. I'm gonna just kind of show you this front area, and then I'll go ahead and jump to tomorrow so that I can take some time to redecorate the interior and exterior of Marlowe's house, and then put a few other things out like cars, things of that nature. I do actually love how the entrance of this came together. If you guys can see, I love this simple panel behind the entrance. I was really lucky to find this custom design code with all of the ivy on it with the cute little glowing window, and found that in the portal just randomly. So I'll be sure to put that in the description of the video if you guys are looking for something like that. I think a design like that would actually look super cute if you have more of a European style island. Anything like that would be amazing. I did put a couple of the wedding benches over there on the side. I just thought it would be kind of cute, a little bit more elegant than your typical bench for some of the other items I've used for seating on the island. So we're going to go ahead and put Marlowe's house there. I think it's going to look pretty good. I added a car over here. I thought that would be helpful just to kind of add to the build, like I said, and then added some signage using the wedding sign with the Olive Garden customized on it, as well as this cute little standing sign with the pasta. That's actually an in-game pattern, and I really love the fact that they added a lot more signage in the game in the 2.0 update last year. I think having more signage that has some of these very relatable things like the pasta sign, and I think there's a couple of other ones that just work really well. Like there's an apparel version for this sign. It just makes it a lot easier because when we're decorating our islands, we don't have to use custom designs for all of those. We can just simply use a customization kit to change it, and it looks fantastic. Yes, love it. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to tomorrow so we can check out the finished product with Marlowe's house completely redecorated and see how that adds to the build, having his house there as well. Yay, looking great. Okay, I'm really happy with how this is coming together. The only regret that I have on this is, like I said, I wish there was a little bit more illumination at the top of the building. So for some of these builds, I've been doing an evening view of what this looks like in the dark. I don't know that I'll do that with this one, but I'm for sure going to kind of keep working on builds. That's definitely something that I've been trying to work on myself in the game, is when I see a build completed, it's usually never completely complete. I'll probably be walking by it a few times in the next week and find little things here and there that I can add to improve it, either adding items or moving things around slightly. But I think adding the plain party lights there in the front will add a little bit of illumination at night, as well as having the tree's bounty lamps there on the top. I think will look pretty darn cute. Yes, love the seating area. And here is Marlowe's new house. I loved that there was actually pretty perfect color tonations in the house decorating options. So when I customized his house, I was pretty pleased with the fact that there was still a lot of really great options to sort of tie everything together, and really excited. So let's pop in his house so you guys can see how the interior came together. I think it came together pretty cute. Can't wait to see his cute little self. Hi, buddy. Check him out. He's the perfect little maitre d' for Olive Garden. Hi. Oh my gosh. Stop with his little glasses. He is so cute. It's cuteness overload. So as you can see, we've added a couple of the wedding tables over here and then some of these elegant chairs just sort of re-customized to have more of a tan tone, and a few different pieces of art that I thought were pretty fitting for the type of art you'd see inside of an Olive Garden restaurant, just kind of giving it a lot of neutral tones. And I wanted to display a lot of the food items in this. My only regret is I really wish that we had the ability to do different dimension sizes for the villager houses, because I feel like this type of build, if you weren't going to do it with a villager house, you could really expand this with a player house, because you'd have multiple rooms. You could probably do a really stellar kitchen area, maybe a little lounge area and waiting room area, like you see in an Olive Garden restaurant while you're sort of waiting for your table. There's just a lot of really endless possibilities that I think if you had a little more space, we could totally do a whole lot with this concept. So I hope you'll try this build for yourselves, maybe do an interior, and let me know in the comments. I also really love to hear from you guys. You can find me on Instagram at Peppy Crossing Play. I love to see you guys' versions of these builds. So if you happen to try this for yourselves, please tag me in your build. Like I said, you can find me on Instagram at Peppy Crossing Play. I just completely adore seeing all of the inspo that we can share with each other on Animal Crossing. So it's really been a whole ton of fun doing a ton of these realistic builds. So thank you so much again for all of your kind comments and feedback. If you like this type of content, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And I'm really excited to do more realistic city core builds with you guys on the channel. Wishing you all an amazing day, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.